All right, boys, we're all business today. I have got a lot of information on Breakneck. I've been looking at this weapon, analyzing it. We have arrived at our numbers. Let's talk about it. Now, these are the following questions I want to answer in today's video. What is the rate of fire at each rampage stack? Also, is the damage and rampage stack consistent with 450 round per minute auto rifles? And when I say consistent, is it hitting what a normal 450 would be hitting at each rampage stack? And the final question I'm going to answer is, what is the time to kill for each of those? And of course, we'll get into how this weapon performed in both PvP and in PvE. First up, guys, let's go over the perks real quick. For those that don't know what this weapon is, it is the Pinnacle reward weapon for Gambit. You can pick up this quest from the Drifter in the tower. It requires a bunch of auto rifle kills in Gambit, as well as a bunch of Gambit game completions. So shout out to Neko here for getting this gun for us. So let's talk about this weapon, guys. Perk-wise, the trait that makes it so special is this trait called Onslaught. The weapon's rate of fire increases as you stack Rampage. Of course, Rampage there, kills with the weapon temporarily grant increased damage, and it stacks up to 3 times. It also comes with extended mag, polygonal rifling as its barrel perk, and of course, this is a precision frame weapon, meaning it's more vertical, so no need for things like counterbalance mods, and it's a 450 round per minute auto. It also comes fully masterworked in range. Now let's get back to that Onslaught perk. How much are we increasing in rate of fire with each stack of Rampage? So through my calculations, I found that at 1 stack of Rampage, it moves up to 600 rounds per minute. But the damage value actually starts to drop. We'll talk about that more in just a second. At 2 stacks of Rampage, the weapon still stays at 600 rounds per minute, but the damage starts to go back up. And then at 3 stacks of Rampage, the weapon is shooting at 720 rounds per minute, but has the damage values of 2 stacks of Rampage. So put in perspective, guys, let's look at the damage values here. A 450 round per minute auto rifle hits 26 per crit and 18 per body, which has a 0.93 second time to kill. With 1 stack of Rampage here on Breakneck, we are now hitting 24 per crit and 16 per body. Now don't be alarmed, we do lose a tad bit of damage, but understand that that rate of fire increases to 600 rounds per minute, which brings us to a time to kill here of 0.7 seconds. Now, Rampage stack times 2 is 27 per crit and 18 per body. So you see the damage value bumps up some more there, and at 600 rounds per minute, we have a 0.7 second time to kill. Now, not an increase in TTK value, but there is a little more forgiveness there. Now, Rampage stacks times 3. We're hitting 27 per crit and 18 per body at 720 rounds per minute, which actually brings our TTK down to 0.58 seconds here in Crucible. Now, let's compare this because, again, I want to answer the question now. How does this damage stack with normal 450 round per minute auto rifles that also have Rampage? So a 450 round per minute auto rifle with 1 stack of Rampage, this is just a normal 450, hits 28 per crit and 19 per body. At 2 stacks, it hits 31 per crit and 21 per body. So as you see, the damage is greater there. So if this damage was actually on Breakneck, like if they didn't dial that damage down at 3 stacks of Rampage, we would actually be looking at a 0.42 second time to kill. That is very fast. Now, just because the damage is less than what a normal 450 would be hitting, does not mean Breakneck is still not a nasty auto rifle. For PvE, it served its purpose, right? Does a very good job of taking out large groups of enemies. I did get the Rock Lunafaction boots with Well of Radiance, which was really nasty, as well as Rally Barricade too. But the main thing that made it sell for me was pairing it with Actium War Rig. Is a nasty chest piece to pair here with his auto rifle. Now, something that was not mentioned in the perk pool for this gun was at stacks of Rampage, it seems the reload speed is also increased. It felt like I almost had Outlaw, which is why getting on a Warlock and playing on a Warlock and not having anything consistently feeding ammo into my weapon wasn't that big of a problem, considering I almost had instant reload after getting a kill. I don't know why that's not on the perk, but it's definitely noticeable when you finally use this auto rifle, which is why even when I wasn't playing with Actium War Rig, I didn't really have a problem with ammo. As long as I got a kill before reloading, I'm good. And I was right back into the gunfight. So what's the verdict on this auto rifle, guys? Is this worth the grind? Is it good? Yes, it's very good. 9 times out of 10, you'll probably be taking advantage of this weapon in PvP with only 1 stack of rampage. But even with 1 stack of rampage, having a 0.7 second time to kill is still very, very good. On top of that, the more kills you get, the better it gets, right? And the amount of power that you have in your hands when you reach rampage stack times 3 at 720 rounds per minute is godly. There's no other way to put it. For PvE, considering we have a horde mode coming next week and it's in the kinetic slots, this is a weapon I would love to pair with the fusion rifle loaded question that we reviewed last night, which is why I think this gun along with loaded question are going to be like the ultimate horde mode guns. So overall, guys, I was impressed. It would have been interesting, I will say, to have seen this weapon at 450 rampage stacks, like actual 450, 28 to 31 to 34 per crit. Like that would have been so nasty to watch in Crucible. Probably would have been a little broken, but I mean, hey, come on. It's called Breakneck for a reason. So fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.